Going live. We're just about there. I believe. I believe we're set. Get this camera working right. It's weird how no matter sometimes this camera picks up only what's a little bit behind me, and sometimes it gives me this wider view. All right, let me see if I can give everybody a link. Give it a few minutes for people to come on in. That is not it. Hey, bud, how we doing? Sheesh, huh? Am I late? Hey, Robin, how we doing, buddy? Guys, I'm going to try to get a link to Twitter. See a second. I think I maybe. Hey, Frank. Carlos. All right. Well, Twitter's out of luck. Holy crap, everybody's here. All right. Well, I was going to try to give Twitter a link, but everybody's here, so we're good to go. I think I have to send out the link before I start the live. I think that's the only way to do it. And I don't know why I have my headphones on. I can't hear you guys talking. All right. So, just waiting for the game to start. Yeah. Hey, guys. So, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. So, you guys know I got my Lyme treatment this week. And the thing with those treatments is that for like 2 or 3 days after the treatment, I'm absolutely dead. And yeah, Robin, I hear you. But then as soon as the detox is done from the treatment, man, my energy level is skyrocketing. Hey, Lucas. All right. You guys see Lucas is here. Rats on the ice. Yeah. How did my treatment go? My treatment did well. I know it does well because the sicker I am after the treatment, the better it is. And then so like this afternoon is the first day. Obviously, you can tell I'm more animated. If you watched the last video, I was not with it. I wasn't even sure at that point if I was going to be able to do the video today. But as the day has gone on today, my energy level has gone up. And Monster doesn't hurt. Robin, I hear you, man. About a half-hour stream. But being that I got so far behind, I wasn't feeling good the last few days. I just finished doing another Patreon interview. And, hey, Steve. So I finished that Patreon interview just a little while ago, so it kind of cut into the possible live stream time. I'll get there. Definitely want to do one, start doing them. The playoff, once we get to the playoffs, I'm sure that an hour before game time, I just have to get everything up and done. How is it done? The treatment. Thanks, Lucas. Thank you, man. What flavor Monster? I don't know. I get the one that's sugar free, and I can't tell you the color of the can because I'm colorblind. You want Carlo? Yeah. When Lucas is ready, we're looking to hook up for an interview. Robin, to answer your question about the treatment, it's actually I don't want to start anything political here, but it's actually injecting disinfectant and UV light into my blood and then putting the blood back into my body. That's literally the treatment. It's a real thing. It saves lives. And because what they do is they pull the blood out of your body. They pump all this ozone and light and whatnot into the blood. And the viruses can't live in your blood. And they pump the blood back into your body. And what you had, it doesn't Yeah, Robin, it's harsh, man, because when the Lyme disease inside of me dies, it releases all sorts of toxins. So that's what makes me sick. What's my prediction tonight? Here's my prediction. I want to have a 6-5 win. Okay, 6-2 to start off the third period. Bob lets in 3 weak goals so that we still get 2 points, but then Drieger gets the net for good after that. Yeah, Marchment is still on the top line. Until Verhaeghe comes back, that's just what we're going to have. And I think Tippett is scratched. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I saw that. Jason bench Bob. I didn't see the lineup before I came on here, but earlier, Jameson Olive, it looked like Tippett was going to get. I'm always angry. Let's go back. It looked like Tippett's getting benched. I can't bitch about it anymore. You know what I mean? I know Tippett missed the breakaway, but if that's what gets you benched, then Huberdeau should be getting benched too as well, right? So it is what it is. Marchment is going to be on that top line until Verhaeghe comes back, and hopefully that's sooner than later. But like I said, they've gonna, they've said he's week to week, so that means I'm hoping he's back for the playoffs, which have been pushed back a little bit now, so that actually benefits us. Team bench Shuby for life. Yeah, Robin, Tippett is bench and Marchment on the top line. I'm with you on that. Yeah, Sam Bennett's making his debut tonight. He's on line 2, so maybe that will wake Huberdeau up from his slumber. Now, if that doesn't, I had a suggestion for him in tonight's intro, but Marchie's not bad. He's just not skilled enough to be on the top line, and then that's the truth. I think if he just could find himself a groove on the fourth line, he'd be really, really good. Let's shift Hubie to Buffalo for a 7th rounder and a prospect. Next year, let's do that next year. Jaws, what's my thoughts on Gusev? I definitely like what I saw. I definitely saw he had that one pass where he led Barkov. It's a shame Barkov couldn't finish that playoff, but I definitely think that line especially once Verhaeghe gets back, absolutely think that line is going to be balls to the walls. I think he's going to be everything that Dadonov was when it was Barkov, Dadonov, and Huberdeau. We just got to get and stay healthy, and we've got to get Huberdeau playing the way he can play, and we've got to get Duclair to start finishing, which he did the other night. So what do we got here about Walmart? Let's not give Walmart a new contract after the season, then we trade for Huberdeau for Walmart's next trade deadline. Yeah, I agree with you about Tippett, man. I don't understand because he's playing good, right? I mean, like I said, when he was playing on that line for Toronto got 2 goals when Tippett stole the puck, didn't finish, but had a rebound, and Toronto was there for the rebound. So I don't understand it whatsoever. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Give him an opportunity up at the top 6, but it's just not going to happen. Q is the way he is, man, and that's just that. Pam, when I was interviewing her, she's a Panther fan, but she's also a Blackhawks fan, and she talked about how that's one of the main reasons they got rid of Q was because he wouldn't play the younger guys. He's stubborn that way, which doesn't make any sense because Marchment is a young guy. So Gusev was like that scene from the Mighty Ducks when Banks just joins the Ducks and calls for the pucks like 20 minutes in. Yeah, nobody was passing to him. I noticed that too on the power play. Yeah. And you'll never look at Pam the same way from now on. Yeah, there was another thing as far as Hornquist, Robin. That was on the power play too, where Hornquist was it was Gusev, right? Gusev was just standing there on the power play, and Barkov and Huberdeau were just playing catch, which they should just never be on the ice together. They just, for whatever reason, they worked with Yager, but they just pass so much that it just destroys the chemistry of whatever line they're on at this point. It's like the opposite of the way it used to be. What's wrong with Hubie? Well, the rumor is that he broke up with his fiance. Now, I'm not a 27-year-old kid who was in love, so I can't tell you how much that's real or how much that's affecting him or how much that should affect him. But that's what I've heard, and I've heard it from multiple people. It's on Twitter, so it's not like behind-the-scenes stuff. But the thing is that he does this every year. He disappears every year for a stretch of times, but this has been a long time. And, I watched him I think it was on our first power play the other night. I watched exclusively Huberdeau to get an idea of what he was doing and literally just coasting. Maybe he's got a broken heart. I mean, I know how it sounds. I know it sounds stupid, but there's no other explanation for it in terms either that or he's hurt. But to be honest with you, if he's hurt to the point where that's why he's playing so, I don't want to say he's playing terrible, but he's clearly not pushing himself, right? He's clearly not skating hard, playing hard. So if he's hurt to the level that is causing his play to fall off this much, then he should just be sitting. So, man, maybe the girl just broke his heart. I put the call out on Twitter. If there's any Panther fans, any female Panther fans that are willing to do the job that it's going to take to get him back and playing with fire, apparently there's an opportunity there. And I'm sure at some point Huberdeau is going to block me if I keep talking about it. But Huberdeau, also, hey, look, not that you're watching, but in case you end up watching this because you're here, we're talking about you. I'm not trying to talk about you behind your back. I happen to be a life coach. I will offer my services to you for free to get you back to playing with fire because we need you playing with fire if we're going to be winning some rounds. What else we got? Yeah, Duclair needs some goals. If you be with Robin, oh my God. Oh, geez. I'm not even touching that one. I'm not. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm not even touching that one, man. I love you, Robin. Yeah, Duclair has been playing well. He's been playing better. He finished the other night. So let's keep that going. I'm interested really to see how inserting Bennett into the second line with Huberdeau, I'm interested to see if that gets Huberdeau going. Exactly, SoFlo. Yeah, we need him pissed off and not brokenhearted. So maybe there was a little bit of something there where it was not chemistry with Wenberg and he felt like he deserved a better center. I don't know. I'm guessing I'm not in the kid's mind, but we'll find out tonight with Bennett because Bennett's going to be on fire. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to be excited. And Huberdeau is a big part of this team, obviously. We're not going to win with him playing the way he is. At least Hubie can say he's not. Frank, whatever you said, message retracted, huh? Well, yeah, no, Huberdeau's not a virgin. We'll definitely stick with that. But other than that, the other thing is obviously with Bob and Net. I don't want to start a whole barnstorm here, but why not? You got your chance again, Bob. Coach definitely showed the willingness to give Drieger an opportunity. I know some people feel like he didn't show up the last game. I mean, he gave up 2 goals in regulation. One of them, we put our defenseman put it behind, in the 5-hole, and the other one, nobody picked up the guy. Now, Drieger needs to know that guy's there. Barkov needs to know that guy is there. Nobody picked up the player, and by the time Drieger even realized there was somebody there, it was office skating in the net. I know you guys are going to say I'm making excuses because I like Drieger, but I mean, any goaltender is going to let up that goal. And it's 2 goals. So if we're talking about the goalie didn't show up and he's given up 2 goals in regulation, hey, Triggy Niggy, we need to score more than 2 goals. Okay, whether the goaltender is playing his ass off and giving up 2, or whether they're 2 questionable goals. If the goalie gives up 2 goals against the Cup champions, we need to find a way to score 3 and win the game. I don't care who's in net. But Bob's getting his chance tonight. So, the door was open there a little bit for Drieger to slam it shut. And, basically, maybe if he doesn't give up that goal in the 3rd period and we win in regulation, Drieger plays again. Yeah, Vasilevsky was amazing last game. I agree with that, Robin. Since the Dallas game, trusting Bob, it's tough, man. I want to like him, obviously, but we're stuck with him for as long as we can think of. And I don't even have a problem like the other night when he gave up the quick ones. I mean, obviously, giving up 3 quick ones is not good, but it happens, especially the 2. But, you settle the game down. It's 3-1 in the 3rd period. We got a chance. The team is fighting, and then you give up another weak one. And that's the one you just can't have. But I know somebody's going to say you just can't have the one where Drieger gave up the one in the 3rd period the other night. I get it, but somebody's got to pick up that player. Barkov was standing right in front of Drieger, and I don't know who it was that scored for Tampa on that play, but they just snuck in behind everybody, and they're standing there by themselves. So, look, forget everything else said. Luongo would give up weak goals, but they haven't once. We already won the game. That's a good point, Robin. Luongo would always give up that one late one where we're winning 4-2, and then he'd give up and make it 4-3, and we'd still pull it out. I trust Bob in the playoffs over Driegs. He's the perfect candidate to all of a sudden get hot and carry a team through a series. Made some amazing saves in the series against the Islanders. All right, so look, you're going to get your shot, right? If playoffs start tomorrow, Bob's going to be the starter. But I do think coach is going to rotate. He's been doing it all season, and I think he's going to rotate, man. I think you'll see maybe 2-1, if we get to a 7-game series. So let's see, 2 for Bob, 1 for Drieger, 2 for Bob, Game 6 Drieger, and Game 7 probably going to go to Bob unless, Drieger's been lighting it up. But I do feel like coach is going to keep rotating and keep them fresh. I like it, Alive would be – Lou would be amazing all game. Yeah, he let one in after the game was already over. Yep. Hey, Impatient Panther, this is great. We got a bunch of people here. This is good. So Bob's going to get his chance tonight. Like I said, 6-5. He gives up 3 in the 3rd period. We still win, and Drieger gets the net the rest of the way. And then we win the cup because Drieger's solid. Now let's see who I trigger with that. Look, the thing with Bob is it's that $10 million. I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do long term. Is Vassy in that? I don't know. I'm going to assume that he is. Tampa Bay wants to kind of finish us off here. Drieger didn't get any games against the Islanders in the play-in. Yeah, I know. But I think before that happened, Robin, Coach was talking about how Bob had a fresh start, like a clean slate sort of deal. I sense a different willingness from Q this year, as evidenced by giving Drieger that back-to-back game, not back-to-back, but the 2 games in a row. I think he's going to play Drieger some in the playoffs. We're gonna get a chance to, to be honest with you, knowing Q, lose a game, the next goalie is going to play, right? That really, I think, is how it might go as well. We win a game, that goalie is going to start the next game. We lose a game, the other guy is going to get a chance. And it's a luxury that we have. We'll take advantage of it this year because obviously next year, most likely, Drieger's going to be gone. We don't want to talk about that. What we're going to do with Bob long term once Knight is ready, I don't know what the hell we're going to do there. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with Yandel. I don't know what we're going to do with Strawman. And, Ekblad getting hurt this year, that was the kick in the nuts. That's why, look at the moves that we made at the trade deadline. If Ekblad wasn't hurt, we would be stoked at the 3 moves that he made with Montour, Gusev, and Bennett. If Ekblad wasn't hurt, those 3 moves really, really put us in a strong, strong position. Where now, they help. Do we increase capacity for the playoffs? I hope so. I look, the NFL is talking about having full stadiums. Man, I don't want to trigger people. My personal belief is fill up the place and let people wear masks. All right? If the masks work so well, fill up the place. Or every other row, every other seat. Cut it down to 3 feet and not 6 feet. So, yeah, do I think they will? It depends on who it's up to, too. Is it going to be up to the governors? Is it going to be up to the individual teams? The individual states, I should say. Chris, how do I think Bennett will do in the lineup? What's his role? That's a good question. Look, he's on that line with Huberdeau and Duclair. So he's going to have to drive he's going to have to keep up with Duclair. I don't know, to be honest, what his role is going to be. I think obviously we're going to find out tonight. I haven't watched his game a lot. I think the thing that is going to be good for him, that there's not going to be a lot of pressure on him because he's playing with 2 good players, right? So I think he's going to be able to ease into that a little bit. The thing is, if people wore the mask, then it worked out fine. Problem is, not everyone wants to wear them, and they don't know how to handle them correctly. Robin, we'll have that discussion. I agree and I disagree at the same time, but that's a subject for another matter. I think to put it shortly, I think what we've done with the masks and the lockdowns is we've just dragged it out. So where instead of just having a bunch of people get sick and die up front, the same number of people eventually are going to die, but it's just going to be over a longer period of time than if we would have just bit the bullet and let nature do it. We're trying to compete with nature, and we can't. And, so that's a different subject. But in terms of the Rangers had full capacity, so everyone should be able to. Yeah. In terms of Florida, no, Robin, it's not the mask's fault. That's not – well, it's not about – look, Robin, let's chat about this behind the scenes because I can't get into everything about it here in terms of saying in terms of discussing it. But we'll chat. We'll chat behind the scenes on that. I agree and don't disagree and disagree and don't agree at the same time. I think we're just looking at it from a different point of view. I'm not looking at it from a point of view of what should have been done. I'm looking at it from a point of view of just simple factual cause and effect. So we'll talk about that behind the scenes. Yeah, Robin. We'll chat about that behind the scenes. Yeah. Chris, it looks like Bob is getting the start. That definitely, pretty much expected. But remember, we've got the back-to-back Monday and Tuesday, right? Speaking of that, well, I got you guys here. I'm going to say this on the recap as well. Mike, you saying Florida expanded their capacity? I hope so. No, Robin, don't apologize. I get it. It's just it's something that if we had an hour, we could discuss. So you and I will do that behind the scenes. Monday, something has come up to where most likely I won't be able to see the game. There's nothing I can do about it, but I will say this. I'll say 2 things. Number one, if it was a playoff game, I would be watching the game. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I've done in the past, and on Monday, before I have to leave the house, before the game even starts, I'm going to do a precap. So I'm going to do that thing where I completely just predict the game. I'm going to do it exactly like I'm doing it, like the game is already going on and happening, and I'm going to have it scheduled to upload like a half hour after the game would end, because I won't even be home. So I usually once a year I have to do that because something comes up inevitably and it's just a stupid thing where I schedule something on a Monday because we never have hockey on a Monday and I can't get out of it. I have to do it. But if it was a playoff game, I would. But being that it's just a regular season game, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and miss that game. But I will have a precap up, which is fun anyway, because last year I did one, and like it took until the third period for me to start getting the score wrong. In the first period, I actually had the score right and the goal score right, so it was looking a little crazy there. So that's going to be Monday, and then Tuesday we'll be back to normal, and I'll try to do a live before the game on Tuesday. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get ready to close this up because I got to get to the other room to watch the game. Yeah, Robin, the precap, it was scary for a little bit, and then I blew it at the end. Chris, you're saying Lamico is out of the game? Well, then who's on? Because I had saw the lines early. It looked like Lamico was going to play, and Tippett was out. So we're all going to get ready to see you in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, I'm going to close this up. I appreciate it. We had a lot more people this time, so that's good. Recap will be up after the game. What's today? Today's Saturday, so I told you about Monday. And until Tuesday, I'm going to try to have another live stream before the game. So I appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody that's joined the Patreon as well, guys. If you haven't, join that over there. $3 a month. I've been doing at least one interview a week. I'm trying to get some live streams going on over there. And I do Q&A questions over there, Q&A sessions over there as well. So you always a scratch, huh? Maybe Tippett, maybe Coach is just tired of hearing me bitch about Tippett, and he's finally going to give him a chance. So, all right, guys, we'll see you. Thanks for joining. I'll see you again later on tonight.